Hi guys, it's Sophie. I really hope I'm somewhat in focus. I can never tell when I use my nice lens, so this could look rubbish, but I'm hoping you can at least see me a little bit. What I thought we would do today is a haul, and this isn't actually all the books that I've got in this month, but I was going to incorporate the ones I'm doing for my challenge next year into each haul, but I actually think it would be nicer and more interesting to do those separately, maybe like 3 monthly. So that you have like an idea of the books I'm reading from all the different countries, so I think otherwise they'll kind of blur in a little bit. So these are just the books that I have bought or received that aren't going to be part of my challenge next year. So the first one I was sent for review by, I think it was Legend Press, yeah. This one is called Broadcast by Liam Brown, and this one is one that I just really fancied. It's not the kind of thing I normally read though, but when they sent across the synopsis I was like, yeah, I'll give it a shot. It's about a young man who has a sort of chip put into his head as part of an online reality TV show, and it translates his brainwaves into his like thoughts and memories, and it broadcasts those over the internet 24/7, and anyone can log in and watch. And it's about how he very quickly becomes like the most famous person in the world. Yeah, I think it sounds kind of creepy, and I just haven't read like a sci-fi type thing in a long time, and so I was like, yeah, go for it. And then the next one I was given by Acacia really kindly because she knew I was unwell, and this one is The Girl Who Raced Fairyland All the Way Home by Catherine and Valente. I haven't read any of the Fairyland series yet, but I know loads of people really like them, and I think I will kind of slowly collect these ones for when I'm feeling more down, because I understand they're like children's books. I don't want to read the back of this one because obviously this is like the last one in the series and I haven't read any of the others, and there are, by the looks of things, 4 more before this one. So yeah, I know nothing about this other than I'm pretty sure it's like a fantasy children's series. So yeah, my plan is to get hold of the other ones and then have them as like rescue books when I'm not feeling good. And then the next one that she sent me sounds really interesting, and it's a non-fiction one called First Rate Madness by Nassir Ghaemi. And this book is exploring the link between mental illness and leadership, and like looking at people who have led in situations but who also seem to be characteristic of a mental disorder or vice versa. That just sounds really interesting to me. I am all for like looking at mental illness as not just like something that is automatically entirely negative, because I think whilst often it is like obviously negative overall, there are some things that are interesting about mental illness that people forget because it's such a horrifying thing. So yeah, I'm interested to pick this one up. I love the like floppiness of the American versions of these ones. They're so like, oh, they just feel really nice. So yeah, really excited for that one. And then the next ones I have are ones that I bought on the back of my video about essays. Lots of people recommended stuff to me in the comments, and I went through and had a look and saw what was interesting, and actually got a few because I've nearly read out my essays. I've got a couple of the Georgia Orwells left in the journalism, but I thought I really like them, so I'll buy a few more in. The first one I picked up is Ways of Seeing by Joan Berger, and this sounds really interesting. It's not something I've ever read about before, but it is talking about painting and art criticism and seeing the way in which we like explore art, if that makes sense, and the things that you actually look at when you look at look at art and then putting it into words. So yeah, it sounds interesting. I haven't found personally that I've ever really connected with painting. Photography I really like, but painting I've always found to be kind of, it just doesn't really hit me as much, I guess. So I think it's really interesting to kind of see what it is other people love so much, and it's just something I know very little about, so that could be interesting for me. And the next one is so beautiful and so glad that this one was recommended to me, and this one is called Upstream by Mary Oliver, and this is a collection of essays that are all about kind of the outside and about our relationship with the outside, and I really love that kind of topic anyway. I'll read you the back. So it says, sometimes the desire to be lost again, as long ago, comes over me like a vapour. With growth into adulthood, responsibilities claimed me with so many heavy coats. I didn't choose them, I don't fault them, but it took time to reject them. Now in the spring I kneel, put my face into the packets of violets, the dampness, the freshness, the sense of otherness. Something is wrong. I know it, if I don't keep my attention on eternity. May I be the tiniest nail in the house of the universe, tiny but useful, May I stay forever in the stream. May I look down on the windflower and the bull thistle with the greatest respect. It just sounds like really my kind of thing, so I'm really looking forward to this one. The book itself is gorgeous, the book underneath is really gorgeous as well. Yeah, I'm dead excited to have a go at this one. And the next one I got because everyone in the comments was shouting this name, and it's Joan Didion, Blue Nights, and I haven't read any Joan Didion yet, and probably half of the comments are recommending her. The one I picked up is talking about her dealing with the loss of her child who died when she was only 39, and talking about how her perception of life changes, I think, after losing a child, especially one that you've known, I think. But yeah, so as I say, I've not read anything by her, but everyone seemed to think she was worth a shot. The book itself is lovely, gorgeous blues, so yeah, we'll see what I reckon to that. And the last one wasn't recommended to me by anyone, but I just saw it on my to read list of essays, and I thought I'd grab it, and that one is A Study in Perfect by Sarah Gorman. And this is a collection of essays that talks about perfection in lots of different ways and what we mean by perfection. So it talks about, there's one that kind of struck me, which was talking about the decay of two properties. So the decay of a restored Victorian house and a new modern house. And comparing the two and seeing which bears better. It just sounds really interesting and kind of different. There's one of a child who's describing, it's a story. It's kind of the telling of this child having this staph infection and the closeness of death and innocence as well. So I think it should be really interesting. I think that perfection's a really interesting topic anyway, and to have kind of quite an abstract thing talked about in terms of essays is something that interests me as well. So yeah, I have a few that I'm going to be getting into. As I say, there are a few more that I have got for my challenge next year, but I'm going to save those and we'll do those as their own separate thing. I hope that you are all well. Let me know if any of those have sort of piqued your interest. And yeah, let me know if there's anything that you're really looking forward to reading, because Upstream I'm dying to read. It's one of those books that's just needling at the back of my head, oh, you should read that, you'll really like it, but I'm saving it for a little bit. Yeah, I've only just got it. Yeah, so I'll see you guys soon in my next video, and look after yourselves until then. Bye!